Yes, Mr. Chairman, look, I know that Marek Hamsik is a little bit older than the club would ideally like, but, he's playing well, so I think another year on the contract, it just makes sense. Oh, come on, sir. He's old, but he's hardly a senior citizen. Hang on a second, sir. I'm getting another call. Hello? Oh, Marek Hamsik, how you doing, mate? You've done your hip. Piss poor timing, mate. Hi guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to Season 2, Episode 7 at Brentford as we follow in Dean Smith's footsteps. And today we are playing Dean Smith's Nottingham Forest and West Ham in the Premier League. But before that, we have had an injury to Marek Hamsik, a 6 to 9 week injury, a hip injury. Turns out he is an old man. And that's a big blow because he has been really quite impressive for us. A lot better than I thought he was going to be, to be honest. And he hasn't really declined either, which is fantastic. Obviously, physically, he's dropping away a little bit. He is 35, and a hip injury is only going to make that a little bit worse. But technically, mentally, he's still right there, and we're going to miss him. We're going to miss him for the next few months, and hopefully he'll come back fighting fit, ready for the end of the season, because I think we're going to need him. But we do have a few other things to catch you up on. That is on the transfer side of things. And that is because we've had one in, one out for the goalkeepers. Belakome is leaving us on a free transfer, which is a little bit of a shame, but he would have signed a new deal for I think it was about 30 grand a week. We already have Gunnarsson as our number one, and I just wasn't sure if I wanted to spend that much money on a second choice goalkeeper. So yeah, we didn't end up being able to come to terms with him to get a new deal. So it's a shame because he is a very good goalkeeper. But perhaps I just got left a little bit too late on my part trying to renegotiate things. So we've lost him, but we had replaced him with Alessandro Confente. We've paid £350,000 for him. He's on 18.5 grand a week, which is a little bit more than ideally I'd like to pay the backup, but you can see there, he's a fringe player that can prove he's potentially a decent Premier League goalkeeper. Let's have a quick look at him. He's an Italian, and he's just a good, solid goalkeeper. Not as good as Belakome, I will admit that, but he's fine. He'll do as the backup, and he's happy to be the backup, more importantly. So that's not too bad. We got him from Chievo Verona. He had been playing in Serie B. For goalkeeper, that's not bad ratings there either. So yeah, I think we've replaced Belakome not too badly with Confente. He's got to learn the language, so it's a good opportunity to get him in between now and the end of the season. He'll be able to learn the language, and we can all move on with our lives at the end of the season. Now, we do have 3 games to catch you up on since last episode, the first one being against Manchester City. We fell behind to a goal on the break, but rescued a point late on when Hendrickson finished through the keeper's legs. Now, they have a new manager, so this wasn't a bad result, to be honest. It was a decent performance from us. We were at least their equals for the most part. Kenneth Hendrickson equalising late on there for us from the bench. This is where Hamsik picked up his injury. So yeah, given what went wrong in the game with Hamsik's injury and also a new Manchester City manager, I think we did okay. It's a good point to get. Next up, we played Bournemouth in the league. We went ahead early in the second half when Mikulic crossed for the Wizard and sealed the points with James Garner's goal of the season contender. So away from home in this one, we played well, particularly in the second half. And what about that James Garner strike to win it for us, or to secure the win anyway? Wonderful stuff from him. De Silva and Palaversa played well in midfield. The Wizard, Lewis Potter, he does well when he plays. Tuazi was poor. We had to sub him off in this one. And but otherwise, a good performance from us. A good away win in the Premier League. Final game to catch you up on was against Southampton. We fell behind in the first half to a rocket, but James Garner drew us level early in the second half with another long-range effort. This was a really lackluster performance from us. You can see Southampton had the better of the game, but again, James Garner from distance securing a point for us early in the second half. We're a little bit unlucky the goal they scored as well. It was a draw was fair, I'd say overall on the game though. Based on the match stats, you could argue they probably deserved it, but highlights-wise, there wasn't too much in the game, to be honest. So that is just kind of what it is. If we have a quick look at what that all means for the league table. Now, we have games in hand because of the Carabao Cup run. And we're currently just outside of the top 6. Manchester City, you can see they've really picked up their form with the new manager. Only ourselves and Arsenal have taken, and Burnley, but I don't think the new manager was in at that point, have taken points off them. They've really picked up their game. So yeah, we've got 2 games in hand on them. Potentially, that takes us to 36 points. Now Arsenal have 2 games as well, so it wouldn't necessarily catch us to them, but it would put us potentially in a clear 5th spot, which would be amazing for our first season. Now Forest, who are playing today, have dropped off a little bit. They're down there in 8th, and their other game is against West Ham, and West Ham are just inside the relegation zone. So it's 2 big games. And 2 that you'd like to think we could probably or possibly get the win in. Now, this is the first game here against Forest. We are the favourites for this one, heavy favourites as well. You can see Forest's form has really dropped away. As I said, they are a Dean Smith coach team, so we're up against the great man in this one. We can see him there. An attacking, passing style of play. And if Phil's anything to go by this season, they won't be challenging our goal because they can't score. But anyway, that's beside the point. They're a good team. We played them earlier on this year. We got a point off them at their place, but we were very much second best. We can see they do like to come down this right-hand side. Passing network is there, and their key passes as well. And this is a team that we're sending out. Now, the games are coming thick and fast right now. It seems, we are playing 3 games a week. So we're having to rotate. I think maybe some of the problem in that Southampton game was that I hadn't rotated enough. So it's more or less all changed for this one. Gunnarsson in goal. Marley Felix and Rasic at the back. It's Justin down the right. It's Thompson down the left. Dobson comes in to sit in the front of the back 2. It's Diola, Baptiste and Hamar in midfield. It's Tuazi and Hendrickson up top. Let's see if we can beat the great man's Nottingham Forest. So there we go. We can see the way they're lining up. Ollie Watkins, who of course was Brentford. I think he was at Brentford in real life now, isn't he? Rico Hendry, he was at Brentford as well, wasn't he? So there's a couple of old boys. Predate us, of course, but are at the club. So that's interesting. What do you want to say? Let's do it for the fans. We've been on a good run lately, boys. Just go out there and impress me. Some calm, we have faith. And let's see what we can do. Alright, and here we go. Now, of course, the other thing with that Manchester City game that made it a good result for us is that Tuazi and Palaversa obviously couldn't play against their parent club, so we were missing 2 players as well. Now, granted, Tuazi's not been the dominant force he was in the Championship for us, but he's still, obviously, a big part of our team. We do have McPake on the bench for the first time this season. Hamar with a free kick. It's headed away. It's Hendrickson there. It's in a good area, but the goalkeeper claims it. You can see City 2-0 up already over Wigan. Is the highlight going to continue here? It is. Ball forward. Can we win that, please? We can't. Marley Felix has kind of messed that up a little bit. Can he get back? Cross comes in. Back post! Done on the break, and Marley Felix, what have you done, mate? Just lets the ball drift over his head. It's horrible defending. And Alex Mighton has the goal. What is that, mate? What is that? And we just didn't get back quick enough, did we? Man over at the back post, and, well, that is just an absolute shambles of a defence. The other problem we have, of course, is playing so many games. Training is almost non-existent right now, so that obviously doesn't help. We can't really fix up. Look at Marley Felix's match rating. We do have Jack Simpson on the bench on his comeback from injury, so that might be something we need to look to do here. We're looking anxious and nervous, and the changes clearly not worked, have they? Despite essentially dominating the game as well. It's their only shot on goal. It's ended up in the back of the net. Felix is playing a 6.1, so he's not going to be long for this game, you would suspect. I'm going to say we're unlucky. We have been the better team there. Baptiste. Don't get yourself another booking, mate. We'll give it a little bit of time, and then we might need to make the switch to wingers and see if that opens up the game for us at all. Let's give it a get creative. Let's give Felix a little bit of time to see how he is going to recover. He's recovered his match rating a little bit there, but not too much. Here we go. Here we go. Can we win this ball at the field? Oh, I thought Baptiste was going to nick that. Not quite. Not quite. Come on. Pressure on them, boys. Pressure on them. Ball out there. Wides. Cross a field ball. I tell you what, they're going side to side and they're making us look like absolute mugs, aren't they? Well, that's a finish, isn't it? Wow. Absolutely thundered into the back of the net. We look absolutely woeful. And we're going to have to go to wingers because apparently no matter what I do, it's always the wrong tactical decision. Let's get McPake on for... Let's keep Baptiste on the field, I think. Who is playing poorly there? Hammer, Diola. Probably Hammer as the younger player, so let's get him off. Let's get Baptiste going box to box and maybe just switch those two around. McPake as a winger then. That's fine, mate. Go out there as a winger. Penarenda Actually, no, we probably want Hendrickson off. He was playing badly, wasn't he? So let's undo that last one. Panarenda, go out there for me, please, mate. As alright, goes to Roman Tur. That the rest. Get off my team. Get off the field, Felix, you muppet. Alright. And let's hope a change in formation can rescue something here, because we have looked woeful in this one. Absolutely woeful. Just when you start to think maybe European football's a chance, what is going on with our defence, by the way, as well? We're like a bunch of 6-year-olds chasing the ball from side to side. Poor goalkeeping, beaten at the near post from that angle too, isn't it? Really just all-round shocking football. Let's tell them to concentrate. And, I mean, they've scored from their only 2 shots on target. So, again, it's a little bit like the Everton game in a sense, in that I feel like we're a little bit unlucky. And now we've got an injury at right back. And we've made all our subs. Oh, this is just, it's one of those games, isn't it? So, I guess we put Rasic over there. Dobson has to drop back in. And he'll just have to come off. And that's going to do the game for us, isn't it? There's no way back with 10 men. Gunnarsson with a goal kick. Dobson across there to Simpson. Baptiste goes wide. Panarenda picks it up. Thompson on the overlap. How have we got an overlap with only 10 men? Tuazi's in, and Tuazi can't find the back of the net. That's more like it though, boys. That's more like it. Where was that with 11 men? Let's tell them to calm down. There's a ball in. It's in the good area, and it's hacked behind. Not that wide from the goal. Almost a thunderous own goal there. But not to be. See, if Marley Felix was having a decent game, we wouldn't have had to sub him off, and we would have had another sub left up our sleeves for the injury to Justin. Hopefully it's not too serious. Here we go, free kick. I mean, if we can get one back now, then maybe, but it's unlikely, isn't it? Baptiste, what's he going to do? Spreads it wide there. Good touch by McPake on Deboo, and straight into the goalkeeper's hands. We did do a session on chance conversion. You wouldn't know it looking at this. It's another game where, I mean, we should have won that, shouldn't we? Look at those match stats. There's absolutely no excuse for not winning that game, having had so many shots when they've had so few. So there we go. Brentford lose ground in race to qualify for Europe. The Justin injury is 2 months. So that becomes a serious problem. If we only have Bogle really as a right back now. Jansen's close to triggering a clause that will get us some more money. Well, that was woeful. Wait right there, guys. We'll be back to face West Ham. We can't be much worse, can we? Okay, welcome back. Let's put that debacle behind us and get on with life. We are playing West Ham at home. They are relegation threatened, of course, as we saw at the start of the episode. So hopefully we can compound their misery here. Again, we're favourites, but we saw last time that didn't necessarily mean too much. They are a Jose Luis Marti coach team. Don't recognise the name. Decent manager, average coach by the looks of things. Adventurous, standard playing style. Have a quick look what we're expecting. We're expecting the same sort of formation that Forest played against us. They lost last time out against Sheffield United. We can see they're a little bit compact, perhaps when they don't have the ball. When they do have the ball, they do look to get down the wings. Passing network is there, and their key passes from that beating of by Sheffield United. This is the team we're sending out, and it is literally all change, almost literally all change. We're keeping Gunnarsson in goal. You can see we're changing the formation. So Mikulic, he goes at left back with Felix to redeem himself with the Bard, and Diola at right back. Yeah, Bogle's still match fatigued. If you have a quick look at the medical centre here, we can see the players that are match fatigued. For the foreseeable future, if we go and have a look at the schedule as well, so I explain myself away here, you can see we've got an absolute relentless schedule between now and, well, certainly to the end of this month anyway, with 3 games a week. So I think what the problem I have is that I've overplayed them at the end of January, early February here, and I think we're paying the price for that now with some tired-looking performances. So with no Justin, Bogle needs a rest, so we're going to play Diola, who I think has the attributes to play as a wing-back on the right-hand side there. So we're going to give him a go and see how he does. Dobson continues as the deep-lying midfielder there with Palaversa and Farai in midfield. Fico comes on to be the Roman Tur on the right-hand side, cutting in on his left foot. Good dribbler as well, just drifting into space for us. Zam Burik He goes as a left winger on support. If we're going to have Vardy up top, which we are, and someone drifting in, I think we just want a support player down here on the left, and Diola overlapping hopefully on the right to get some crosses in. That's the plan. Let's see if it works. So we can see the way they are lining up as expected. Jared Bowen, one of the stars of Leeds United, of course, starts for them. They've got a good team. It's a surprise. I mean, it's a little bit like real life, isn't it? It's a surprise they are where they are. Garner says expected to prove a point today. I expect to see a much better performance tonight. Let's go with that. Some calm, we have faith. We were poor against Forest. There's no getting away from that, is there? And here we go. Here we go. This is a really important game for us. If we do have any ambitions to get into Europe, which at the start of the year we didn't, but I think now maybe we do, at home to a relegation-threatened team, we really do need to win this game. Here we go. Vardy and Zamburik exchange passes. Vardy has it. Goes into the penalty area. Cuts back. Edge of the area there for Mikolic. Is the left back going to unleash? He gets tackled away. We should pick it up. Dobson's there. Excellent job cleaning it up for us. There's a ball forward. A good ball too for Diola in space. Can he get across into the box? He can. Back post. It's headed away. Mikolic is there. Why is Mikolic so far in field? You're a left back, mate. Diola has it in the penalty area. Diola. Oh, it's a penalty. It's a penalty. Goalkeeper makes a acrobatic save. It is a penalty. It's going to be Jamie Vardy again. Can he get his third penalty of the season? He can! Jamie Vardy gives us the lead. It was an interesting start to the game. One thing we did do in between the two games in training is I did an extra session, so I took away a rest, did an extra session on defensive shape. I think we saw against Forest, we didn't really, that shape was very much sort of like a lava lamp. So hopefully we'll see an improvement on that for this episode, for this game I should say. Marley Felix decides he can win a header. Fico has it coming forward. What can he do? We know he's a good dribbler. He's got Diola on the outside if he wants him. Diola goes on the overlap. Excellent work from him. Can he get across in? He can. It's there. Oh, and there's Farai with a header. A second goal inside 10 minutes for Brentford. Diola did really, really well there. He is a right back. And it's a good header from Farai. Fico brought it forward, cut it back. Diola continued on his run. Expert play there from our two wide players. And Farai just drifted off to the penalty spot and planted his header inside the far post. Excellent, excellent goal. Really, really happy with that. We're 2-0 up against West Ham, and this is more like it. This is much more like it. Diola over a free kick. He goes down the line there for Fico. Can he get a cross in? Where's Jamie Vardy? He goes back instead. I wouldn't give it to Vardy either in his current form. Here we go with Diola again. He's got so much space down that right-hand side. His cross, however, is blocked, and are we going to find ourselves in a little bit of trouble here? We do a decent job to get back. We win the header. Farai has it. Can't keep possession, though. And West Ham are on the break here with Du Thomas, and it's 2-1. As we get hit on the break. Maybe got a little bit carried away there. We'll tell him to concentrate again. Yeah, just got caught a little bit too ambitious going forward. Gunnarsson came out. He was very exposed there, wasn't he? Not too much he could have done. And it is 2-1. And suddenly, yeah, it's not quite as comfortable as I thought it was going to be. Here we go, another throw. Diola has it. In there for Fico. Fico infield for Dobson. Dobson down the line. I love how much space Diola has. And he loses out again there, unfortunately. Can we put some pressure on them, win this ball high up the pitch? We're doing our best, but are we going to get caught out again? Oh, it's a decent effort there from Mikolic. But what are our central defensive duo doing? A good save from Gunnarsson. And again, we might just have to drop this line back a little bit. We're just too high up, aren't we? We're too high up. So we'll do that and see where that leaves us. Let's give it a demand more, perhaps. It's suddenly an even-looking game again. Can we go and get a third goal before half-time? That would be a wonderful thing, boys, if you could manage it for me. Zamburik's not having a great game out there on the left. We haven't really seen him, though, have we? Everything's been going down that right-hand side with Diola. But there we go. We're 2-1 up at the break. 2 early goals. We got pegged back. It has to be an assertive, don't get complacent, boys. Marley Felix not covering himself in glory again. Diola's been quite good, hasn't he? Getting forward down that right-hand side. And Zamburik, if we could see a little bit more from you, please, mate, or anything would be nice. We do have McPake on the bench, or De Silva. They could technically both play on that left-hand side, but neither of them would be particularly natural in the role. But we've seen from Diola at right back, you don't need to be a natural in the role to do a good job playing it. Let's demand a little bit more. Both our centre-backs are nervous. That's just what you want to see, isn't it? Here we go. Here we go. Come on, boys. Come on. Looks like Mikulic has picked up a little bit of a knock there, but it should be able to play through it. I missed what sort of knock it was. Hopefully it's not something that's going to get worse with time. And there we go. 2-2. What do we say to that, boys? Calm down. Just calm down. We've seen our defensive, both centre-backs are looking nervous. Aubameyang plays for West Ham as well, and Mikulic just got caught out there, didn't he? And it's 2-2. We look at defensive shambles. And like I said last game, we don't have time in between games to really work on that. We can do a session here or there, but there's no time. There's just no time. Demand more, boys. Come on. I'm going to take one of the centre-backs off because we can't have two nervous centre-backs. So let's take Marley Felix off. He looks the most guilty of the two parties, doesn't he? Yeah. Is there anything we can change here? Let's maybe defend a little bit more narrowly. Let's take it off work ball into the box and see if we can get something going here. Let's go back to attacking. And again, you just fear that maybe we had it in the Championship, didn't we? We went on a horrible run of form about this time, just after the January transfer window, wasn't it? We managed to recapture ourselves, but we're in danger of doing the exact same thing here, and that is horrible defending. Is it offside? Yes, it is. We just stopped playing, didn't we? We went 2-0 up, and we just stopped. We've got about a second to go. This should be it. Gunnarsson out there to the Bard. Forward to Dobson. Way to play into pressure, boys. Love to see it. Farai gets it forward, and that'll do it. How offside was it? He did look quite a ways. Oh, it's not quite as comfortably offside as I thought it was. But there we go. 2-2 at home to relegation-threatened West Ham. Another game where we probably should have won, especially being 2-0 up inside 10 minutes. But, yeah, not good enough today, boys. So West Ham hold out for draw. It's a terrible result, isn't it, really? 2-0 up. We can't be affording to do that. And there we go. That does it for today. Quick look at the league table, and that's been a very, very costly 2 games, hasn't it? Suddenly we are down in mid-table again. Albeit with games in hand, but we don't... A game in hand almost looks like it's a negative thing for us right now. We'd much rather points on the board. I can't remember if I showed you this. You would have seen it at the start of the episode. We've got West Ham away in the next round of the FA Cup. So we'll be seeing them again with a chance for revenge. And that actually will be next episode. I think what we'll do is we will come back for Fulham away. Another relegation-threatened team that we really do need to be beating. And then we look at this run of away. We had a big run of home fixtures, and now we've got all these away games in a row as well. And then we'll come back for West Ham away in the Cup. So hopefully we'll be able to get ourselves into the FA Cup quarterfinals. We'll be able to get some points against Fulham and start and get this season back on track. Until then, guys, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.